Hello everyone, my name is Sonam Sandhu and I provide sessions related to IELTS on my YouTube channel regularly. So, in this video, I'm going to explain the techniques and strategies required for no more than 3 words answer and listening module. So guys, I know in IELTS listening there are fill in the blanks, and when you face problem whether you have to write 2 words or 3 words, so I'm going to clear this confusion and I'm sure you'll not face any problem later on. So let's get started. So guys, when we are talking about no more than 3 words, so basically we really need to look at the question. Okay, so we'll look at the question first and we'll try to understand the question thoroughly. In no more than 3 words answer, basically you can write 3 words, you can write 3, 2 and even 1 word. Okay, so that depends upon the question, that depends upon the blank, what exactly the blank is asking. So if you know the difference between adjective, verb, adverb and noun, you will not face any problem in this. I have already provided sessions on these all basically in my grammar playlist. But for you to be precise, adjective is a word telling something about noun. It can be a good quality or a bad. So adjective is a word telling something about a noun, whereas an adverb is a word telling something about a verb, adding something to the verb. That is an adverb. So that's what we are going to do today. No more than 3 words. चलिए आगे start करते हैं. So here we have questions. It is related to whale survey and there are some considerations. So basically such questions are there in part 4. So we are doing some sort of that only. We'll be doing questions like such only. So in part 4 we usually get fill in the blanks and they ask you questions like such. There are times when they'll be asking you 3 words. Up here they have written 3 words and or a number. That means we can write 3 words plus a number. We can write only 3 words without a number. We can write 2 words and a number. We can write only 2 words or only a number. So all these can be done, or we can write just a single word because no more than 3 words. We cannot write more than 3 words. That's what the question is stating. It's always better if you look at the instructions, be it listening or reading module. This is what I do to decide what exactly I have to listen for. Okay, so now we'll be underlining the keywords and I'll tell you what exactly would come in the blank, and then I'll play the audio and I'll do the answers while the audio is being played, and later on we'll check those answers. So the first one is the dash should be carefully chosen. So here they are saying the dash. The is a basically an article, but it is used for some specific thing. The dash should be carefully chosen. So koi thing, they are talking about something. So obviously some noun. Then state of the sea. What is the state of the sea? They already mentioned choppy. So we have to write some other adjective as well. What is the state of the sea? Is it choppy or is it? So we have to write an adjective here. Now state of dash. They already wrote sea here. State of sea. That means sea is a noun. I have to write state of some other thing. So there here we'll write some noun for sure. Then they are asking about visibility. How is the visibility? So we have to answer visibility is clear, visibility is should be this. They might give some unit as well. So we have to write that. Details in need of attention. So attention, details, the appearance of dash. So we need to listen for specific keywords. Appearance of what? Appearance of a particular thing. So again now, the dash and appearance of whale. Need to evaluate or identify. What do we need to evaluate? The dash and appearance of whales. So what is the dash? So they might talk about the size, but they have already mentioned appearance. So they might talk about other things, some other feature, the dash and appearance of whales. So some other thing, again a noun here. And last, scales, the dash and species, comma the possible age. So we have to listen very carefully. They have already mentioned age here. They have mentioned species. We have to write the dash and species. So the dash, what is the dash here? That we need to listen for. Again a noun here. So we have to listen for some keywords. Okay, so we'll listen for specific keywords. In listening, the main thing is you should not get distracted. Okay, this is the main thing. You should not get distracted. You need to listen very carefully. So just make it a point that you listen carefully and your listening will always be up to the mark. So now I'll start the audio, and while the audio is being played, I'll write the answers as well. I'll tell you one more thing. Whenever the audio is being played, you better point your cursor or you better point your pencil on the same thing. Okay. So just move along the audio. That I would recommend. It will help you a lot in getting 9 band for sure. So let's get started.
Now, listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 27. Hi, Dave. As you know, I've asked you to come here today to discuss the assignment for our biology class. We must decide what we should do about this very important research work.
The whale survey. Yeah, I was also hoping to share some ideas with you. So let's start.
Okay, I've dug into some journal articles to see what sort of questions we should consider. Most of them include watching time and strongly urge it to be the top concern. What do you say?
Yeah, the watching time should be carefully chosen, since I've heard a lot of unnecessary failures concerning picking the wrong time when it all went stormy and murky, and then nothing was seen during the whole field trip. I mean, they could have avoided that easily.
Right. Then we should also pay close attention to the sea's surface because no one wants to encounter the failures you just mentioned.
I think we'd better hope for the best, that it will be calm, with no choppy status.
What about the weather conditions?
That definitely should be taken into account, as it correlates with all the former factors. Most important of all, as a sighting is made, position and environmental parameters are recorded on standardized sighting pro formats, including time, visibility, position of the ship, using a global positioning system, wind speed, and wind direction.
Shouldn't there be a set limit for the visibility level, say 50 meters?
Cetaceans are really sensitive to sound. They are able to know that something's coming after them, so they would hide in order to avoid possible danger. So let's make it 100 meters, shall we?
Yeah, that might be better. Oh, in that case, we'd also need to pay attention to the appearance of the fishing boats, for all the noise that they would make.
That's right. Although observations were regularly made, we know very little about whale vocalization and how they use sound in their behavioral and social interactions. So to understand marine mammals' social interactions, we'll need to use passive acoustic recordings to track and assess the individual behaviors of whales, as well as to identify their appearance.
Okay, then what about scales?
Oh, for each sighting, the number of animals should be counted. The group size, I mean. Also, we need to identify the species, possible age, and sex of the individuals.
Before you...
So guys, यहाँ पे if you must have heard, आपको पता चल गया होगा कि हर एक चीज उन्होंने किस तरीके से बोली. You have to listen very carefully. So just there is one single thing in listening, that is like you really need to focus. Okay, you should not get distracted. You need to focus and point your pencil. ठीक है, keep it, let it move along the audio. So जैसे आपने notice करा, when they said whale survey, my pencil was here. When they said watching time, they said watching time thrice even. The girl said it twice and then the boy said it. It should be carefully chosen. So the answer is watching time. Then they were talking about surface of the sea, state of the sea surface. He said it should not be choppy, no choppy. I hope it will be calm. Okay, so choppy nahi hai par calm hai. So choppy ke sath hi they just answered the second one, and that was calm. So that's an adjective here. And state of dash. So they actually were discussing various things, but they said state of weather. We really need to consider state of weather as well. So that's what they are saying, state of weather. And when it comes to visibility, they were actually answering so many things visibility के time में, but end में उन्होंने बोला let's consider. Okay, they were considering the factors and then they said let's consider 100 meters. So 100 meters का उन्होंने consider करा. So this is what they mentioned. Details in need of attention. What are the details in need of attention? They clearly use the word they were talking about. We really need to take care of this. Is the appearance of fishing boats. So they mentioned it clearly, fishing boats. So are there any fishing boats? So they were actually talking about fishing boats there. So we wrote fishing boats. So we just need to listen carefully. That's the only factor in listening. You will actually understand everything in detail. Now, on the like when we'll talk about 26 questions, so they were saying we need to evaluate individual behavior and identify appearance of whales. So evaluate individual behavior, I wrote individual behavior, and appearance of whales. So identify appearance of whales. So I've written individual behavior. And last but not the least, they talked about the group size and species, the possible age and the sex as well. So possible age ke baad they said sex, and group size they used with species. So I know some of the students would have written sex, but that's not the answer. The answer is group size. So group size, the group size, and species, comma, the possible age, etc. So they were telling etc. later on. So this is the way basically we do listening, no more than 3 words or 2 words. So you just need to listen carefully, you need not to do any other thing, but dhyan se suno. That's the main concept in listening. So do not get distracted anywhere, listen carefully and use the pencil, just keep pointing there. That will help you a lot. So I hope guys you must have understood what I wanted to explain today. If you have any doubts you can ask me in the comment section. So thanks a lot for watching, and if you really like this session, do consider subscribing to my channel and sharing with the friends who actually need to watch a video like such. Thank you guys.